Welcome to Clone Questions Live, episode 34, PM edition, or evening or nighttime edition with me, Paul, your clone coach. We are live every Friday for morning edition and now an evening edition as well. We got two editions, Clone Questions Live every Friday for everybody in different time zones. So this morning, I had coffee and a joint with everybody in the morning session, and we got the Friday evening here for everybody at the normal time that we've done the other 30 or so odd clone episodes of Clone Questions Live. So welcome to everybody. Anybody that joined the morning edition, welcome back. I like the mornings. The mornings are fun. Let me get this going on here. We already got a request to join. Are you trying to join? Remember, if you request to join the live, your video is gonna go on live for everybody to see. Just a reminder. Let's see, pick a number. Every week we do a giveaway. I haven't been doing the giveaways in the morning, so shame on me for that. But pick a number 1 to 20, 1 through 420 to enter. Pick a number 1 to 420 to enter to win. Let's see here. Pick a number. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me pick a number. I'm a little bit behind here. 1 through 420, and let us know where you're joining in from. This morning we had quite a few people from like Colombia. Where you're joining from, which was pretty cool. Got to practice a little bit more of my Spanish. Truck one. Let's see here. Welcome to everybody, though. Friday evening. How is everybody? Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Got the boys going crazy in the back. So you got a request to join. We're going to see what's going on there. Valley Plug from Islos. From Islos. Yo, if this request doesn't work and you're just kind of spamming me here, buddy, then I'm going to let you kick rocks. I haven't prepared my joint for this evening, everybody. What are you guys puffing on? What are you guys puffing on? I'm gonna do some keep chipping away at these smalls here. It's a headband crossed with Skittles. Headband crossed with Skittles. Kind of gassy, green bud. You know. What are you guys puffing on though? Anybody that's I've chatted with today in the DMs. I see you there, Johnny. How are you, bud? Why don't you shoot a comment or a question in the chat here? Let's get the conversation going for the people too. We're discussing a mother room size for clone production earlier. At least I was with the client in the chat. They need to do about 3,000 clones a week, weekly, and they got about 2,200 square feet of mother plant and clone space, one big room. And the question was, is that enough? Is that enough to do the 3,000 clones per week? And it for sure is. I mean, I'll tell you a little story on the 1,000 square foot nursery that I brought to the California licensed market at the end of 2018, which was me basically working at a grow. I convinced the ownership to let me have a spare veg room that they had at their phase 2. They had a spare veg room that they didn't know what to do with, and there was like the first room ready in their phase 2. It was like kind of like just off the front office. So the rest of the grow wasn't built out yet. But I was like, hey man, let me take over this 1,000 square foot little room. I'll design it, I'll build it, and I'll pump out clones and generate revenue. That was not going to be coming in, as this phase 2 builds out. Let me prove to you what I could do. And so, sure enough, sure enough, they after a lot of back and forth, they allowed me to take over the room. Gave me a little budget for lights and everything. I gave them for a budget. It got cut off, cut down. Do it for less, do it for less. Hung up the lights, got the tables, got the pallet racks. We didn't even have water in the building, y'all. We were we were straight hauling water on oh damn, this damn joint paper came apart. God damn it. The glue didn't stick. We were hauling water in barrels on a dolly, on a little flatbed, back and forth every day to fucking water our plants because that side of the building, phase two, didn't even have water yet. We were getting water from phase one. I said, I don't care. Let me just make a nursery here. And we did with like 6 lights. No, for 12 lights. I'm sorry. 12 lights, six 4x8 tables, covered less than, covered about 400 square feet with aisle space and stuff, like one half of the room basically. And you get easily, 500 clones, grade A clones, all tops, per tray, up to like 700 on some strains, every 2 weeks, fairly easily. So 1, 2, 3, we're doing about 3,000 clones there. We'd split it up in two, get like 20 something, 2,000 and change off of there. And then on the left half, I had more pallet racks, and I had some more lights there, some teens, some future moms, and some more mom production. So we're getting clones off of that side too to round it up. So we're doing about 3,000 clones a week, and we still had clone space, workspace. The whole middle was 25% of the room was kind of workspace, prep space for boxes, transplanting. It's still open, it wasn't fully maximized because the budget wasn't there to like maximize everything and get it maximize every square foot basically. But yeah, we turned that room into a nursery. They got the license, they gave me the room. Me and two other fucking killers. We built the room. We built it all. We grew the plants. We sourced plants. We grew them as mothers. We created clones. I gathered the email list from all the license holders in the state. Started marketing to them, doing tours, bringing them by, showing the wares, and started selling fucking clones. And we sold our first licensed clones in the California market the December of 2018, right around my birthday, and it was fucking fantastic. From joining the team like February, March as like one of their handful of first employees. By the end of that year, I sold licensed stock to the market, which was fucking fantastic, dude. It was such a milestone, such an accomplishment. But that's so back to the conversation from earlier. Does 2,200 square feet, can you get 3,000 clones out of it every week? And for sure you can, because even with 500 square feet of lights of mother plants, that side could get you 3,000 clones every batch, and you have another 500 square feet of moms for the following week, getting you another 3,000, and you just go back and forth. So that's 50% of the room is moms, and the other 25% will be clones and workspace. Another 25% could be teens and building up the next mom stock to replace. You need about half the space to replace those moms as well. So we could do it, baby. We could do it. So shout out to you. Shout out to you, Johnny. What's up. Let's see here. Yeah, Neto, you remember that, man? You remember that shit? Yeah, dude. It was good times until the good times came to an end. As most good things do. But it proved a lot. And I was able to meet a lot of people and show them what I could do. And there was no doubt about it. The clones we were making out of that space, which was like the basis of the Clone Coach SOPs, were next to none, man. They were top notch. Even the clones being made on the other side, like we were providing them clones sometimes, and just the clone quality was just, you couldn't compare it. Like people would come through and do a tour and check out the clones, and It was just undeniable. The clones spoke for themselves. Like I always say, that wow factor, that people are looking at these clones in these trays, and every single tray they grab is green and white because of the color of the leaves and stems and the white roots, and everybody's just like, wow, holy shit, wow, these fucking clones are amazing. That's what was happening during that time, and that's what you get with the Clone Coach SOPs, really, But yeah, shout out to everybody that I worked with at that first facility, which was uh, back in 2018, which was a little while ago now. Time flies. But that was like the first year that um, California went, the rec market kicked in. So it was like a turning point, not 2018. It's like, are you going to stay medical? People didn't know what was happening. The market was shifting. And I said, let's see what this license market's all about, you know? But be sure to get your guesses in. Be sure to share this live as you join. Um, Let us know where you're joining in from. You got any questions? You got anything, any comments, anything you want to chat about? What you're puffing on? Stories about working in the licensed market. I got a few of those. Good things, bad things, struggles. Um, you know, been through quite a bit. Let's see here. Hey, Truck One, you keep trying to join the live. Put something in the chat to let me know you're trying to join because it's not connecting. We got Denver in the house, Indiana in the house too. Beach Econo, what's going on? Let's see here, Starburst, Valley Plug is puffing on some Starburst. Chemistry, Boston Roots, what's going on? Marijuana, Mike. We got Chicago, grow in the go in Chicago in the go. Indiana, East Los, Washington State, Tampa, Florida. This morning we had some more people from like Colombia and stuff, which was pretty cool. Truck One, man, you ain't got a good connection or something, man. The live's not connecting. It's not going. It's not going. But who out there has or has not tried out the calculators that I have on clonecoach.com? Let me know in the chat. Who has gone to clonecoach.com and tried out? There's two calculators, one on the homepage and one on the $1 Million Nursery page. Who has tried out those calculators? There's some really good, interesting results that are coming out of these calculators. The one on the homepage is an overproduction calculator. It's basically showing you how much you're overspending due to loss, due to inefficiencies in labor, things like that, and how fast you kind of recoup your investment in grabbing the Clone Coach SOPs. And the second calculator is on the $1 Million Nursery page, which is meant to see if your operation is capable of producing at least $1 million in revenue per year. So you can enter 4 or 5 items, and it'll calculate and tell you what kind of potential your nursery space has in your particular market. And if you're over that $1 million mark or close to, or you just add a number that is enough for you, that's where you want to join the wait list for the 90-day $1 Million Nursery coaching program. That's where, if you want to take your clones to market and literally have a $1 million plus nursery business per year, that's the program you're going to want to join. That's the basis is still the Clone Coach SOPs for the plants, but now we're doing the rest of the operations, like logistics, sales, marketing, labor, things like that, so you could literally get the most efficient nursery out of your space that you can. What's up, everybody? Welcome. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Like I said, as you're joining, please share this with your fellow followers. You know, Instagram likes to do a little shadow ban here and there. Who is or who isn't on the team? Who is or isn't on the team? Let's see here. We got Denver in the house. We got Washington State. Metaphysicalism, emphasis. We got the UK in the house. Organic Medic says, "What you smoking on, Coach?" Smoking on some headband crossed with Skittles from Connected. Gassy green bud. Some of my favorite. You know, I've had someone trying to join all night, trying to join this live, and it's not happening. It's not happening. Unable to join. But yeah, welcome everybody as you join. You know, this episode 34, the PM edition. We got an AM edition now too, which is pretty cool. This morning, you know, gonna have coffee and a joint with Clone Coach instead of a joint and some Izzy or something, you know. But yeah, guys, we've had handful of episodes now. It's like getting close to the point. Like, well, what's next? What are we teaching next? Right? Like, what are you guys thinking? What should be next on the horizon? Next on the agenda? What's the next mountain to kind of tackle? And anybody out there, I got a question for y'all. Anybody in the live right now? This is something I'm wondering, and I want to know whether you guys would be interested or not. A live workshop for the Clone Coach SOPs. Who would be interested in that? See, I know the tough part is that in person would mean, you know, logistics, whether I'm traveling to different locations, kind of doing a tour, or whether people are coming to me in one location out here in California. So what do you guys think of a live workshop to go over the SOPs? So instead of just buying the SOPs online and, you know, putting it to use yourself, you could join the live workshop, get the SOPs, and go through it and spend, you know, the afternoon with myself and other team members, you know, discussing the SOPs and getting all the questions answered, and kind of in an in-person workshop environment. And if we did it, it'd be in a place that ideally you could consume, and I really ideally get some live plants there, you know, as well. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. What do you guys think about a live in-person workshop, SOP workshop? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Who would like to who thinks it sounds interesting? So we got Jersey, we got Tennessee in the house, Thompson Station, Tennessee. Who likes the idea or doesn't like the idea of a live in-person Clone Coach SOP workshop? What do you guys think? What do you guys think? What do you guys think about that? Live in-person SOP workshop. Need a thumbs down or a thumbs up in the chat. Let me know in the chat. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Let me know your thoughts, feedback, what you would want it to look like. What's better, the tour, me touring, or me staying put and people coming to me? Which one would sounds better to you? So for the thumbs up, people, who would rather? What do you think? We want to have me visit, you know, Washington State, visit, you know, a hydro store somewhere in, you know, Ohio or Michigan, and you know, hit up a few hydro stores and kind of come catch me there on tour, or like, you know, come visit California once a month. There's an opening once a month, and you know, come down to California and spend the day with Clone Coach doing a live in person workshop. What sounds better? The organic medic says, sounds like a good idea. Just need to smooth out the structure for the live shenanigans. Yeah, yeah. you'll have so much more of an outreach online. Trust me, I know, and that's the whole basis of it. But I'm trying to, um, you know, kind of diversify the offerings, if you would. So they have, started off with one offering, which is a complete digital remote offering, which is the Clone Coach SOPs, the Clone SOP, and the Mother Plan SOP, and the coaching call, all of that. That's like the first product. The bigger product is for the nursery businesses that want to have $1 million business. That's that 90-day coaching program. But I feel like there needs to be something in the middle, right? Something in the middle. Something it doesn't scale as much. Trust me, I know. To do things live, but man, there's nothing like it, dude. We could only go so far online as far as creating a connection or relationship, right? Like once you take that offline and you combine it, now you have these two factors, online and offline, coming at you like that. That's gonna develop a relationship that's you know settled in there. So there's that's why I'm curious about it. And it's like a middle tier offering as well. So that's why I'm just kind of once again just brainstorming and you know just because it'd be an experience, right? Like I said, if we could consume and have life plans, ideally, worst case at least consume and have an afternoon to discuss the SOPs and make sure you're taking the right notes, asking the right questions, being in the room with other like-minded people and experiencing that, and taking and then going getting some food afterwards, or going to a dispensary and a lounge afterwards, or something like an experience, so that it's not something you could just get online. It won't scale as much. It'd be limited offerings, but I don't know, just a thought. So we got Vegas in the house as well. The organic mechanic says, I still say you should make a tour in person just because it'd be sick, man. Yeah, you can't beat hands-on experience for sure. Yeah, I mean, like my buddy Zach from BioSafe was giving me the idea of like a tour. He's like, dude, go to say Vegas and hit up 3, 4, 5 hydro stores, and he was like sell tickets to all the seats and stuff. And um, I was like, I don't know, how to structure it, but I like the concept of you know hosting little workshops, and that's what I was kind of started to bounce into, as well, what's possible with the workshop and stuff. So it's interesting. CFH Jesse, what's going on? Says thumbs up. As expensive as it would be, I like the idea of you traveling around, showing us grows or stores or whatever. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely going to be doing some more content wise, like back to the organic mechanic, like scaling like online. I'm definitely going to be doing more tours of nurseries and making tour videos for sure. Um, but like the workshop would be like for clone coach team members, like people that employees, managers, or nursery operators that are pumping out clones on a normal basis to do this workshop in person. But yeah, it is expensive, and that's like the the other portion of it. It's like that's why my buddy was like, well, sell the tickets to cover the costs. Like if you got X amount of seats available at this spot in your tour, you got to sell those tickets because that covers the at least covering the expenses of getting there, and the hotel, the flight, the food, the travel, the back and forth to that it takes to do a tour. It takes money. So hopefully some sponsorships or something like that come to play and could help out with something like that. But yeah, if you guys haven't checked out the YouTube either, check out my YouTube. There's some grow tours and stuff coming up on there, some interviews, some other good stuff. Yeah, CFH Jesse says, yeah, I see what you're saying now, but yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's what do you guys think? I mean, would do you like the idea of like 30, 40, $50 tickets for limited seats at a workshop, of me touring around, and then that being used towards the purchase of the SOPs, or what kind of trying to figure out like what would work? What would people want? What would people be like? Yeah, that's like a no brainer, right? That's if it's a no brainer kind of a deal. Like I'm paying what for, and I get what in return? Like 100%. Like that's a no brainer. Take my money, or it's 100% worth it. That's where my head is kind of like structuring. How do I structure it to make it worth everybody's while and make sure they get, you know, 5, 10 times the amount of value for their dollar spent? What's going on, Clone One Genetics? If you got some insight on the nursery, let's talk nurseries. Let's talk cloning. Let's talk square footage. Production per square feet. Y'all did anybody out there catch the reel that I posted earlier, which was just a little snippet from a client? Once again, just solid green trays, nice and lush, nice and bushy, looking just like the day they were cut. And I think those were day 10 or day 11 in the video. So they're getting their burp, and we're just checking out some of the roots. Culture cuts. We got some more nurseries in here. Yo, everybody that's a nursery in here, say what's up. Let's talk shop. We got Culture Cuts based out of Long Beach. I've been DMing with them back and forth, trying to figure out a tour, if I'm not mistaken. Like I was saying earlier, nursery tour videos. There's a few in the lineup that I got to get to. Once again, that costs money too, to travel, to film, to edit, to produce. The content. There is a cost too. But yeah, shout out to the nurseries out there. Clone One Genetics is running a flower spot now. Yeah, tell me about that. How many lights? What's it looking like? Are you taking over a good thing? Are you taking over a ship that was taken on water? What's the situation? Because we know the good and the bad exist, right? With taking over facilities, they're going. I was talking to someone today. They're expanding, and I was like, wow, it's really cool to hear people expanding when I hear the other side of people closing shop. Where these last 3 years, 3 to 5 years have drained them financially, and they just can't, survive in this over-regulated market in California. Where are you based out of, Clone One? Where are you based out of? Kelly High LA says, happy Friday from Lake Balboa. Happy Friday, Kelly High LA. Shout out. Let's see here. But yeah, guys, make sure to enter your guesses. We're going to give away a free copy of the 14-day quick guide available from clonecoach.com. It's a one-page snippet of the full SOP covering the 14-day dumb protocol. So at the end of every episode, I go through the entire chat. We pick a random number. We go through the entire chat and we see who gets closest without going over. And we get ourselves a winner, or maybe two. Sometimes we get multiple winners. So be sure to let us know where you're joining in from and get yourself a guess into the chat here. Make sure you get your guesses in the chat. Clone One says, had to redo a lot of stuff. LOL. A lot of these people that I'm growing for now are not used to the upkeep of a cultivation, I've noticed. It's a good point. It's like the joke is we're glorified janitors, right? Like we have to be everything. You have to be a janitor. You have to maintain the cleanliness, the upkeep, the maintenance. You have to be the maintenance person too, changing things out, changing filters, making sure things are nice and tight, no leaks, things like that. All these other things on top of being a gardener and being able to maintain a healthy, happy crop over and over again, batch after batch after batch. And you have to keep the facility and the warehouse and all the mechanics and everything like that in check. Maintain that upkeep, because you'll get ran over by every batch and like be chasing your tail all the time instead of being ahead of it. So yeah, out there in LA, the upkeep of a cultivation, that's real stuff right there. let's hear some stories about keeping things clean in the nurse in the grows, or any flood stories. Who's ever had that gut wrenching feeling of like, oh shit, did I leave the water on? I remember early in my career, before I got float valves, just I'll remember. Oh, I'll set a timer. I'll be right back, and nope. Or I would have a float valve and it wasn't tight enough, or whatever. Come back to a flood. Man, that flood feeling in the pit of your gut, not a good one. I like this ship. Who likes these Izzies? Who likes those? I like it because there's no sugar added. It's just juice and sparkling water. It's good. Tenemos bendiciones desde Indiana. Number 60. Yeah, Clone 1, shout out 100. Yep. Yep, flooding stories. Never good. Never good. Clone 1 says, just left a pump on last night that boiled my newts. Shakes my head. A pump boiled your newts? Like you left was it like a recirculating pump? Like a big one? that she just generated too much heat? And how big was the res and how big was the pump, Clone 1? I boiled your newts. Damn. Damn. It reminds me of like leaving air stones inside of reses, and who does that? Who has done that? Leaving air stones on inside your nutrient res for days on end. And if you have you noticed a fluctuation in pH? Because I did. Anybody else out there noticed a pH fluctuation when running an air stone in your nutrients for a prolonged period of time? That's why I for a long time I stopped. Long time ago, I stopped doing that, leaving an air stone pumping in the nutrient res. As long as the water was a good temp and there was circulation, um, I preferred that versus a constant aeration. Um, they just always mess with the depending on nutrient band, but most of the time it mess with the pH. And 2 days later, um, the pH would be different. pH would swing. So see that it says the setup is so dumb. Little Giant is my mixer in one tank. I'm trying to remember which pump that is. Yeah, and that's the thing with the setups, man. You know, taking over stuff. Like, you're right. You sometimes you walk into a place, and you're like, what were they thinking? Like, what were they thinking? You know, that you realize like, man, some grow rooms that I've walked in, and I'm sure you guys have too. Like, just either touring or because they're shut down or because they're close to shut down. There used to be grows, traps that went under, whatever. You walk into some of these places like, holy shit, man! Like some of this shit's dirty as hell. You know, not nobody cared about the walls, the corners of facilities, the structures, just like turn and burn shit, man. There's some weird setups and some crappy rooms out there, but the plant still grew and the plant still moved, I guess. Facts, baby blue one. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The submersible pump. Submersible pump. Hey, what do you guys think about a a zero tall guide? I get a lot of questions about zero tall all the time. Sometimes it's just basic dosage stuff. But what do you guys think about a zero tall guide? mean, it'd be pretty basic information, but it seems like the videos aren't enough and whatnot. People still need the information. Clone One says garage set up inside a warehouse. You know, yep, yep. It worked in the garage. Is just it'll work. It'll work in the warehouse. You know. And then Roots was going on. Clone One, you do sanidate for your tables in between runs or and your line cleanouts, or that's really sanidate's really only for hard surfaces for things like that. So I never have it anywhere near any live plants for sure. Because xylitol is safe for live plants and could be used as a hard surface sanitizer if necessary. But if you're doing like line cleanouts and hard surface cleaning in between runs, or your floors or your walls or stuff like that, any other hard surface, sanidate comes in for that one. Yeah, for all the cleaning. Yeah. You use a foam or two? Do that foamer too? What's going on? Shout out to Quest. Who out there runs a Quest D-Hue? Who out there runs a Quest D-Hue in their gardens? Let us know in the chat. Let us know in the chat. Clone One. Everybody out there, everybody joining right now. Who's running the Quest in their rooms? Used to, but not anymore. I think it's overkill. Well, it depends on it's a sizing thing, right? It's a piece of equipment. So if it's too big for the room, doesn't matter what the brand is. It's too much. Like if it's too much HVAC for the room, it's not sized properly. You know. But I think they got one. What's the smallest one that Quest has? Is it a 120 or a 70 pint? I don't know if you guys got a 70. You got a 70 or you got the 120 as the smallest unit? Which like in a small 12 by 12 like 4 light like veg room, a 35 or a 70 like is just fine. So like once you get an 8 light room or something like that, like a 120 should be good. Clone One, you said overkill for the foam on the Sanidate, not for the Quest, not for the Quest units. My bad. Thanks for the clarification there. Overkill for the foam on the Sanidate. MN Roots says, doing my first run with your SOPs. Always use an arrow cloner. Well, MN Roots, welcome to the team, man. If there's any questions you have, let me know in the chat right now. Let's hear your thoughts. Make sure you follow the top protocols and the specifics to a T. Don't skip any steps. Some people will pick and choose, what steps to incorporate or kind of just like browse it and make assumptions. Just run it, run the play as written. And in 2 weeks, you'll see. And it's not a long time. 2 weeks goes by like that, and you'll see little wins along the way too, with clones maintaining their vigor and their health and their color, vibrant white roots showing themselves. Like this happy clones will, every time you check in on them, you're going to be happy to see them. So, but if you got any questions there, MN Roots, let me know in the chat right here. Quest says 70 is the smallest. Yeah, 70 pint. 70 pint. That should handle 6 to 8 lights. Yeah. I think it might be a little bit too big. No, 70s. Depends on what you got going on. How much of a flower canopy and stuff. Whether it's too much for 4 lights or not. Campfire Coast says I've got a couple of quests, but they stopped working for me though. Stop working how? We got Quest Hydro here in the chat, so if you got any questions or anything like that, let them know. Tag them right here. CFH Jesse says, years back had a guy watching my grow when I went out of town, left a feed line on, was gone for 3 days himself, So it flooded from the second floor through the whole house for 3 days. Damn, that's rough, Jesse. That's rough. I had a client with a brand new grow, put the water room upstairs too on the second floor, commercial facility, and didn't have any floor drains on that room on that level. Had all this water, didn't have any float valves because they're like, oh, we're gonna live at the grow, man. Like we're gonna be here all the time. Like we got it. We'll be straight. I was like, dude, do not put your faith in yourself like that. Like don't go against, a water line being open. Don't do it. You'll lose. Like guaranteed. Nah, we're good. We're good. Sure enough, they flooded the second floor too. And the water it's a disaster. Floods are never fun. But 3 days of a feed line being on, that takes the cake. I think that's up there, dude. Campfire Co. ME says, I wish I had someone in my area that services Quest units. Where are you based out of? Where are you joining in from today? Campfire, where are you joining in from? CFH Jesse says, I got back and it was coming out of the garage and flooding down. That's such a crappy feeling, man. I know that feeling of like pulling up to the spot and seeing a trail of water coming out the roll up door or like the garage. Like, you're just like, oh man, like what a this is not normal. It doesn't look right, and there's just a giant flood of water, and you get in there and just turn the water off, and you deal with all of the pickup and all of the flood damage and all that street. But seeing that water flowing down the street as you're pulling up to the spot, if you haven't felt that feeling, you haven't been growing enough, or you're just very, very lucky, very, very lucky. Yeah, for real, it was bad. In Maine, Campfire, you're out in Maine. Is that a brand new market? I mean, is there brand new legalities out there in Maine? I feel like I may be wrong, but I feel like there's something that was just passed there or something like that. There's a new market happening there. Let's see here. We're getting close to the end here. End of this joint usually means the end of the episode. Make sure to get your guesses in there. Clone Questions Live episode 34 p.m. edition. We also do an AM edition, 9:30 Pacific Standard Time as well. But MN Roots are going to try out his next batch with the Clone Coach SOPs. Like I said, y'all, most people make their investment back on their very first batch running the SOPs. It's a no-brainer. If you haven't joined the team today, if you haven't joined the team, join the team today. Let's see here. Campfire, yeah, shoot out, send Quest a message there. If you could tell me that, tell them that. Hopefully, they'll get you squared away. Yeah, CFH Justice says very devastating. Yep, floods are not fun. Not fun. Not fun. Not fun. But we've all dealt with them. It's kind of part of the game, I think. But let's see here. Yeah, guys, we're gonna be doing the giveaway here shortly at the end of this episode. So make sure to get your guesses in on the chat, a number between 1 and 420. Let us know where you're joining in from. We got Metro Detroit Lions. We hear from Terpene Monster. Terpene Monster. It's STAH. Shouting out Metro Detroit. We got people from all over the place joining. It's fantastic. Let's see here. Gas Hunter says, what's the best way to keep the Rapid Rooters pods moist? Mine tend to go dry before 24 hours. Thanks in advance. Gas Hunters, there's no reason any rooting media should go dry in 24 hours at all. When you fully saturate any cloning media, be it a Root Riot plug, an Oasis plug, a Rockwool cube, any, if just even make your own cocoa base, anything, floral foam, anything that's fully saturated on the prep stage, there should be no reason it's fully dry in 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours. That moisture should last you for a week conservatively, easily, without you having to hesitate much, right? And I'd be worried about a 50% or more dry back. There's not enough of, there's no root zone there to dry it back that fast. So if your clones are dry, if your cubes are drying out that fast, take a step back. More often than not, there's a low plant count inside the dome. So you maybe have like a dozen plants kind of scattered across this whole dome. There could be a heat source. There could be airflow. There could be the environment itself that's drying out these clones, or you didn't fully saturate the media prior. Maybe you squeezed out the cubes, whatever. But there should be no reason your clones, your cubes, I'm sorry, of any media type dry out by the, in less than 5 to 7 days, especially the full dry back where you're like, holy crap, these cubes are dry. That should not be happening. If that's happening, you want to do something about it, and it's costing you, and it's causing you stress, causing you issues, messing up your workflow, your success rate, whatever. Go to clonecoach.com. Get that thing solved for you, no problem. But good question there, Gas Hunters. I hope you caught that response there. That's a good question. Good question. But yeah, guys, your cube should not be drying out in the first week. Not significantly where you see it and you're like, that's clearly a dry cube. I need to water that. So, Gas Hunters, what do you think it is now that you heard that? What do you think is attributing to your cubes drying up that fast, based on what you just heard? Do you think there's a fan nearby? Do you think there's a heat source? Is it on top of a T5 light structure? Or do you have low plant count? What do you think is attributing to the drying of? Are you squeezing your cubes? So on what you heard, what do you think? Gas Hunter says, "Yep, much appreciated." Clone One Genetics says, "Peace out in traffic. Try not to crash. Keep grinding in LA traffic." Appreciate you, Clone One. Get home safe. No crashing. No crashing. Appreciate you. But yeah, Gas Hunters, what do you think? Now that you heard that, says I think maybe it's a heat source. Yep. If you have take a temp gun, a laser temp gun around your root zone. If you have levels and you have like T5 lighting, I found usually will do it. The heat coming off the T5 lighting will warm up the next tray significantly most times. But if there's a heat source nearby, you combine that with low plant count and a fan or a drier environment or something like that. When you start adding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 factors, it just exaggerates the problem even more so. Got my fingers on it. But good question there, Gas Hunters. Like I said, if you're doing enough clones where it matters to you, at least 50 to 100 clones at a time, once, 2, 3 times a month minimum. If you're doing that much, do yourself a favor. Get the best thing you get for your nursery and grab the Clone Coach SOPs. It's available in 12 different languages. If you use the calculator on the homepage, you'll get an email with the discount code to buy one, get one free. So you get like an English version and a Spanish version. You get a Dutch version and a German version. You can do a Thai version and another Spanish version or an English. You can do whatever you want. So if you want multiple languages, training material, PDFs, training materials for you and your staff, do that. Clonecoach.com. Gas Hunter says, I never looked at the lights on the racks warming the trays. Okay, I'm going to have to fix that. Thank you again, Coach. See, guys, if I provide value to you and I'm helping you out, man, help me out. Help the Clone Coach team grow a little bit, And I promise you, you're gonna get your money's worth. My goal is tenfold. Tenfold get your money's worth, And the ongoing support that is there to ensure your success is how I'm so confident in what I'm talking about, right? Like the guides will get you there, 80, 90%, 100% of the time. If you're missing 10, 20% because you're not sure of, or you have something that you overlooked or you never considered or whatever, that's where the ongoing support and the coaching comes into play. You combine that, get all your questions answered, and we solve every problem that comes up and every little nuisance and nuance and things to be just become more efficient. That is the difference. And that's what Clone Coach is. It's not just how to clone, root it, stick it, done, it'll root. No, man, it's how to make the best clones every single trait, every single clone, every single batch, uniformity, consistency, week after week after week after week, where everybody's just like their jaw dropping when they see your clones. All right. It's not just to make something root. You can make something root. You can make anything root. This plant's fantastic. It'll root on its own. It'll root. The roots aren't enough, in my opinion. So just a little rant. Terpene Monster says, I have your guide. It's sick. Hell yeah, Terpene Monster. Glad to have you on the team. Let us know the feedback. Some feedback right there. If you guys aren't sure, just listen to the other team members. Ask around. Ask around. It's all out there. In this community. If something was bullshit, this community wouldn't shut up about it. It wouldn't let people not hear about it in this community. So, and likewise on the positive end, if something works, something's real, and people get results, and they're getting their dollars worth, and they're seeing tangible differences and tangible changes and improvements. It's undeniable. Same thing. People will be honest about what they experience, and that's the truth. That's the truth there. Gas Hunter says, I will definitely invest in the SOP. Can't wait for you to join the team. Like I said, use that calculator on the homepage and you'll get that buy one, get one free coupon. So if you want multiple languages, do that. And you get to see what you could potentially be saving too every month. So a little double whammy there. But can't wait to have you join the team. And like I said, just whether it's on the Clone Questions Live, whether it's an email, the coaching call that's included, any questions that come up, any concerns, any little oddities, reach out to the coach. We'll figure it out. And we'll keep getting you results. HR Inc. 4420 says, cheers. Hope you're having a good one. I am. Happy Friday. Tuning in from Canada. What part of Canada? Serge JC Rose says, greetings from paradise. What do you consider paradise? What is the name of that paradise? GV Grows Chicago says, I owe you big time, bro. Love from Chicago. Appreciate that. GV Grows. Appreciate you having you on the team. Like I said, guys, if you're hesitating, don't join. So many people just like you that are making clones, and now they're making even better clones. So I appreciate everybody out there. GV Grows from Chicago. He says, you owe me big time. I owe you big time. Let me know what happened there. Serge Jake Rose says Aruba is paradise. Hey, shout out from Aruba. So you got paradise there, and you're joining the Clone Questions Live here on Instagram. I'm flattered. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm sure that's a really cool background to have with, paradise in the background as you're joining on your phone. But glad to have you here. What's the clone situation now like in Aruba? What are clones like out there? Be interesting to know. JV Grows Chicago says, followed your regimen off of snippets and podcasts with Mr. Grow It, and my clones had major success. JV Grows Chicago, I'm glad to hear you got all that tangible value from consuming the content. That's huge. But if you want to support Clone Coach and make sure you don't miss any snippet and you have a step-by-step set of guides and references, consider joining the Clone Coach team, clonecoach.com. grab the guide. There's coaching involved. I even uploaded even more coaching call videos to the library. So if you're on the Clone Coach team, there's a private library of coaching calls, uncut, unedited, full length coaching calls between me and other team members that the team members will have access to. So you could hear other people's conversations and situations and questions, and throughout using the SOP and things like that, you get actual access to the coaching calls that we have amongst team members. So if you're on the team, you get to review the game footage per se of the team. So another way, just stack more value there. If you join the Clone Coach team on clonecoach.com by grabbing the SOPs. Most people, 8 out of 10, will make their money back on the very first batch. So, all right, guys, we're gonna do the giveaway, the live. We're at the end of this episode here. We're at the end of the joint here. It's already in the ashtray. GV Grows Chicago says, "Dang, that sounds actually really useful. I'm gonna have to check it out. Check it out. CloneCoach.com, the Clone Coach SOPs. So it's three PDF training documents, 3 training videos, a 30-minute coaching call with myself, video coaching call, a coaching call library with all of those other coaching calls stacked up for you, all in an immediate access bundle that you have lifetime access to. And as updates get created, because I'm making more guides and more updates and more documents and things, they automatically get added to your account. You get all the future updates for free as well. So when you join the team, you get everything that gets created in the future automatically given to you as it becomes available. So one time, low price, $297. I don't know how much longer we're going to keep it at that price, because it's been on sale for since its inception, and it's maintained a 5-star review. It's been used by over 1,000 nursery operators all over the world with 5-star ratings. I don't know how much longer we're going to keep it at that price. So check it out, clonecoach.com. We got some team members in here that could vouch for it. If you want to, reach out to them, say, is this guy full of shit? But I really doubt that you'll find anybody out there saying this is a waste of money. Like I said, that's where all the coaching's involved and all that extra access, just in case something's not right. We're going to make it right. We're going to make it right. So I appreciate everybody that is on the team and everybody that's considering it. Can't wait to have you on the team. JV Grows Chicago says, dang, we already said that. Let's see here. Dankonomics says, definitely worth the money. Great SOP. Appreciate that, Dankonomics. Appreciate that. HR Inc. says, definitely enjoying the morning and the evening show. Hell yeah. And it's still a little kind of winging it, you know what I mean? But, we're getting it in. You just got to hit record sometimes, so. But it's time for the giveaway. Oops. Let's see here. Random number generator. Get your guesses in now. Not random name, random number. Get your guesses in now in the chat. A number between 1 and 420 for your chance to win a free copy of the 14-Day Quick Guide from clonecoach.com, which is a 1-page snippet from the full SOP covering the 14-Day Dome protocols from clonecoach.com. So if you want a free copy of that, enter your guess now. A number between 1 and 420. Enter your guess now. HR Inc. says, how are those rooting gels coming along? Should be about 2 weeks now since people have received them. So it's on my agenda early next week to follow up with everybody that received them and get some feedback. I got something else up my sleeve as far as the rooting hormone goes. I've been doing a lot of work on the back end, a lot of research, a lot of higher level shit to try to bring the right product to market. And I'm really, it's a short-term versus long-term thinking, right? Like short-term is like, I got to pay bills and you want to do something now, just whatever I could bring to market now, whatever, Joe, let's just do it. Slap the label on it. And then the long-term is like, if I'm patient, what would I really create? What kind of product is really would the market really benefit from? Will the team really benefit from? What would I make if I didn't have to rush? So that's where I'm leaning towards, on something bigger and better to bring to the market that's multifaceted, and it may or may not be a rooting gel. Rooting hormone, yes, but I'll leave it at that. Tangent, sorry, I'll leave it at that. But stay tuned. Always just stay tuned for any updates as things come along. But it's time for the random number for the giveaway here. Here we go. Number one between number between 1 and 420. Here we go. Generate. The number this week is 416. And GV Groves was the last guess here. Let me get my handy dandy. Oops. Pen and paper. 4-6. Let's find our winner, y'all. 416. Let's see. Let me scroll up here. Find our winner. The random number this week is 416. Let's see who got closest without going over. 45, 237. Nope. 301. Let's see here. 333. Our random number this week is 416. 333 is closest, 187. Nope. Closest so far is 333. The random number this week is 416. 215. Nope. 333 is in the lead so far. 100. 255. No. Let's see here. Let's see here. 33. Nope. Too low. 74. Not happening. 416 is a random number this week. 333 is in the lead. 215. 60. Nope. Oops. 1. Nope. 66. 77. 19. 60. 24. 19. A lot of low numbers this week, y'all. No, not even close. I think that's our winner. 333. We didn't have that many guesses this time around. So let me just double check. Scrolling back down. 33. Nope. Random number this week was 416. Who got closest here? I think 333 got closest. 255, 100, 60. Let's see. 215. 187. Nope. 240. Terpene Monster. Got 333. I'm pretty sure you got the highest, closest to 416. Without going over 301. You beat 301. 237. 147. Yeah, a lot of low guesses this time around. Terpene Monster, you said 33. Winning guess. 333. Random numbers 416. You're gonna get that free copy. But Terpene Monster, you said you're on the team already, right? You said you're on the team already. So you got the full Clone Coach SOPs, is that right? Terpene Monster. You had the full SOPs, the full Clone Coach SOPs. Yep, says I'm on the team. Yes, sir. Okay. Well, I just want to make sure you're gonna get the free copy, but it's gonna be information you already have. Since you're already on the team. Well, what do you say? Do you want the 14-day quick guide still, or do you want to switch it up for like a 10-15 minute coaching call? Do you want to give it away to someone that's not on the team and kind of pass on the good measure? What do you want to do with your giveaway? you just want it? I'll give you the code, no problem, man. You want it? Um, what do you want to do with it here? It's a first of this kind, y'all. I'm just asking. This is just me off the cuff, just asking. Terpene Monster. Terpene Monster is already on the Clone Coach team that just won this week. Says, give it to the next closest winner. Sharing is caring. Expanding that Clone Coach team. Terpene Monster. Shoot me a DM either way. If you need anything, want that free extra call, whatever, shoot me a DM. For that good gracious, just shoot me a DM. Make sure we keep in contact. If there's anything I could do, I will do it. Let's go find our next closest winner, which was that 301 guess. Let's see, where was it? 301 HR Inc. 4420 from Canada. HR Inc. that even gave the cheers to Terpene Monster. Guess what? Terpene Monster gave it back to the next closest winner, and HR Inc. 4420, that was you with the guess of 301. And now you're going to win the free copy of the 14-day quick guide. HR Inc. 4420. You still in the chat? Let us know. Are you ready on the Clone Coach team too? You want to pass it on to the next closest winner? or what? Hey, but the Terpene Monster, thank you. That's a cool move. I was just thinking, you don't really win nothing if you already have it, which I'm glad to have you on the team, but like you said, sharing is caring. Pass it on to somebody else that's that could benefit from it and get a little taste of what life is like for you now, right? Terpene Monster, what life is like for you in your nursery, writing the Clone Coach SOPs. You're able to share that with somebody else as well, so they could get a little sense of what life is like now. Terpene Monster says at HR Inc. says, let's go. Cheers to you. Hope it helps you crush your clones. HR Inc. says, no way. Biggest thanks to Terpene Monster and Clone Coach. HR Inc., welcome to the team. You see, that's the kind of team members that are on the Clone Coach team. We want to help others make the best clones ever. Period. That's the motive. That's the mission. That's what we're doing. Until everybody has that standard, then we'll go crush another goal. But HR Inc., welcome to the team. Terpene Monster, super glad to have you on the team. I'm going to shoot you a DM, HR Inc., with a discount code to get your free copy of the 14-day quick guide from clonecoach.com, which is the one-page snippet. To everybody else, shout out to you. Thank you for joining episode 34 of Clone Questions Live PM edition. And we'll catch you guys next week.